Thank you very, very much, Annette. So beautiful. Good morning. Welcome to the Humboldt Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Ann Kilby. I'm one of 3 worship leaders who will be presenting perspectives on possibilities within limits today. My partners are Scarlett Trippsmith and Laura Phelan-Shahin. All of us presenting today's service want to welcome everyone attending, all of you on Zoom, as well as those who are here in person today in our sanctuary. For all of you, we hope that you find what you want and need in the course of this service. We recognize and honor the sacred bond of the Wiyot people with their ancestral homelands, knowing that our fellowship is built on unceded Wiyot land. For those attending via Zoom who wish to share a joy or concern with us all, please use the chat and address your joy or concern to everyone. Also, in the course of the service, we'll be having a journaling section, a journaling exercise. And so those of you seated here in the fellowship have a clipboard and paper and something to write with. So I would suggest that everyone at home might also want to get some paper and something to write with ready, because we'll have that later in the service. And now my colleague Laura will give us the chalice lighting and aspiration.
Hello. The name of the chalice reading that I will be doing today is called Space for New Possibility by Reverend Gretchen Haley. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? In these days, we find ourselves too often stuck with these questions on repeat. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? We grasp at signs and markers, articles of news and analysis, Facebook memes and forwarded emails as if the new zodiac, capable of forecasting all that life may yet bring our way. As if we could prepare, as if life had ever made any promises of making sense or turning out the way we thought. As if we are not all also actors in this still unfolding story. For this hour we gather to surrender to the mystery, to release ourselves from the needing to know, the yearning to have it all figured out, and also the burden of believing we either have all the control or none. Here in our song and our silence, our stories are shared. We make space for a new breath, a new healing, a new possibility. To take root, that is courage. Forged in the fire of our coming together, and felt in the spirit that comes alive in this act of faith. That we believe still a new world is possible. That we are creating it already, here and now. Come, let us worship together. did it. Let us take a moment to pause together before renewing our aspiration by reciting it together. May the love of the spirit of this fellowship, may the quest for truth be its sacrament, and service be its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. And I'm going to pass it back to Anne for joys and sorrows.
It's the time now for our joys and concerns. Folks in the sanctuary can go up to the podium there, take a stone, place it in the bowl, and tell us briefly your joy or concern.
Concerns for my father, who
Hi, I'm Chip Sharp. This is a big thank you for Beverly Morgan Lewis again for helping to display banners yesterday. And it didn't rain on us. We thought it would. But, and this is a couple of wonderful wishes for Terry Kopp. He's having some bumps in his road to recovery, and we're hoping that they'll get all these problems ironed out today. Thank you.
My name is Tom Lewis, and this pebble is for my granddaughter Cora, who will turn 4 years old in 3 weeks. Cora and her mother, my daughter, are having a difficult time. They're near being homeless, and they are just in a tough spot in their lives. So I continue to think about them and hope that you will help me by thinking them positive thoughts.
We're gonna really throw a skipper because I like to see him skip in the water. And I'm up here because I'm looking for a special person in the fellowship that, can you hear me? Okay, an opportunity to go to Stanford University for a special need for my my memory loss is because I'm not having the functioning of a particular thing in my throat. I have a problem with these things these days. And I have an opportunity to have this this piece that I have gone replaced. And I need to get there. I need a person who can go in the air with me that is available within call next 2 weeks. We'll know. It's supposed to, the unit that I have is going in the mail. It's supposed to be to me Friday. And then we can go there by Angel West. They flew me the last time down there, and they're ready to do it again. Only they said I had to have another person with me. And that person has to weigh somewhere under 200 pounds, like 270 or 150, 60, 70.
I think anybody in this room is,
Would be capable of going down because they pay for everything, and they have it
stay overnight at a hotel, the Hyatt,
fly out of here.
and you get your dinner. And there's earth angels who transport you from one place to the other, but there's the flight angel who flies you. There are pilots that have volunteered their time. It's a beautiful organization. And they took such good care of John. So John, did that cover it?
That pretty well covers it. If you can contact me, I have a badge on. You can look at my name and spell it. But anyway,
You can come over to us.
come
after
over
the
to
fellowship.
us. And if you know of somebody during that, we're listed in the fellowship guide. So, okay. I'll get out of here.
And now from the chat, we have from Sylvia Shaw, a stone for Jessie Wheeler and family, remembering her daughter Laurie, who died recently. From Debbie and Greg, happy early birthday to Eve Anderson, and happy belated birthday to Elizabeth Harrington. And I would like to mention Laurel Bussey and Steve Salo, as well as Elizabeth Harrington. They all had birthdays on the 16th. From Sue Mossman, sending healing energy and love to Terry Kaup, who is having a rocky recovery from surgery and has had to return to Stanford this morning. Cindy is with Terry, and our thoughts are also with her for strength of spirit. I had it wrong about the greetings to Eve and to Elizabeth. Those were from Debbie Cooper. Sorry.
languages. This is an ancient Chinese parable. Some of you may have heard it. Yeah, so I'm just going to get started. Once upon a time, in a land not too far away from here, there lived a farmer and his son. They were hard workers, out from dawn until dusk, caring for their animals and tending their vegetable patches. They lived near a small village, and all the villagers thought of them as a kind and good family. One day, while the farmer was mending a fence that housed their horse, his one and only horse escaped and ran far into the forest. The farmer's son searched for the horse a whole day and night, but could not find the horse. The villagers came to see the farmer and said, "We're so sorry, this is awful. You've lost your only horse." The farmer said, "Maybe it's bad, maybe it's good," with a shrug of his shoulders, and continued to tend his vegetable patch. A week later, the farmer and his son were out tending the chickens when they saw a commotion on the horizon. It seemed to be horse-shaped and horse-colored, and it was running straight for their farm. To their great surprise, their horse came back home and brought 7 wild horses with it. The horses ran straight into the mended horse corral. The villagers came to celebrate with the farmer and his son and said, "What great fortune you have. You were down to 0 horses, and now you have 8. This is fantastic." With a shrug, the farmer said, "Maybe this is good, maybe it's bad." Now, the farmer's son totally fell in love with the wild horses and could be found working with them from early in the morning till late at night, only coming in sight to sleep. One day, while working with the wildest of the wild horses, he fell off the horse and broke his leg. The villagers came over, bringing food as good neighbors do when their friends have hit hard times. They said to the farmer, "We're so sorry. This is terrible. How unfortunate for you. Your farm is going to suffer without the help of your son." The farmer genuinely felt much gratitude to his friends for bringing him and his son food during this hardship. He also responded to the villagers by saying with a shrug, "Maybe this is unfortunate, maybe not." Soon after the son broke his leg, turmoil and unrest started to spread across the land. Within a few weeks, soldiers came knocking door to door, pressing all of the young men in the village into the army. The soldiers passed over the farmer's son because he had a broken leg, and he did not have to go to war. That evening, the neighbors came over and said, "Well, isn't that fortunate?" And the farmer shrugged, and he said, "Maybe." After a while, none of the young men sent to war in the village came back, making it difficult for any of the villagers to tend their farms or produce enough food for their families. Because the farmer and his son did not go to war, they were able to stay on their farm, producing enough food to help all the villagers get enough to eat. As all the villagers were eating together, they turned to the farmer and his son and said, "We are lucky you were able to tend your farm and share your food with us." The farmer responded with a shrug and said, "Maybe." The end. So some of these, some versions of this parable say that this keeps going on I'm not gonna be able to say the word right now, in ad infinitum. Each outcome leads to more possibilities. There are many possibilities within the toughest and best circumstances. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We were asked by Anne to do this song that some of you may be familiar with by Cat Stevens, and I learned from our Blue Book that it's actually a much older song. This is Morning is Broken, and thank goodness for the technology that allows us to be here. Anne said we would have to wear masks, and you know, I just couldn't deal with that. So here we are in Zoom in our living room. Click our video keeps going out. Click left click. Our video keeps going out. We don't know why. Sorry about that. Here we go. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first to fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Thank you.
I'm back. I'm back. Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm going to share with you my feelings about possibilities while raising young children. Sometimes I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. Sometimes I feel elegant and graceful. Sometimes I feel really, really awkward. Sometimes I can pause, look around, and tune into the beauty and the fleeting perfectness of this very exact moment. I think all of these different reactions I've experienced speaks to possibilities with small children. Children themselves can symbolize the possibilities of the future. I think all parents of all times have had to sit with the uncomfortable, expansive possibilities when looking at their children. The possibility of the great impact my child may have on the planet. The possibility of hurt it may encounter. This feeling feels especially potent at this particular time we are living in. I lost my place. The hope I have is that our children will be the great grandparents to a new relationship to the earth, a new relationship to one another, a new understanding of our interconnectedness and the ability to steward our planet and one another into health, kindness, and well-being. The other side of that possibility is that we are handing our children a brutal, disconnected, and polluted future. That is a reality that is very uncomfortable to sit with. I've recently heard it won't be one thing that saves us from the current situation we are in. It will be a multitude of things. No one person or plan can save the planet and humanity. If no one thing can save the planet, that is one giant limit. How can I live wanting to see my children with a hopeful future if not one thing will save humanity from destruction? It feels pretty hopeless, especially in the polarized age we are in right now. That is when I come back to an art therapy principle. It is this: limited art supplies increase the capacity for creativity. I choose creativity. A quote comes to mind that my friend, who many of you are friends with, Jamal Thurr, told me while I was going through a dark time in my life. It's a quote by Howard Gurnee. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. I choose creativity. I choose to do what makes me come alive. If we all ask ourselves what makes us come alive and go do that, I think this planet and humanity have a hopeful future. We will be doing a multitude of things to address the possibilities of a hopeful future for our great, great grandchildren. And we'll be doing it with aliveness and a generous, joyous spirit. Thank you.
We come now to the opportunity for each of us to contribute so that we can go on having our fellowship. Please make your donation here in person in the basket, or either here or at home, you can use the Venmo system or use the Huff website donation option online. Annette will play for us again during this interval.
Thank you all for your patience. Just gonna put this in there. Okay. You know what I've noticed on this strange planet, intertwined in this strange human society? I've noticed people not living up to their full potential, or just not even acknowledging the triumphs that they've overcome on the daily basis. So why don't we always seek out our possibilities? What is it that is limiting us from doing that? Is it our own self-doubt? Is it the fear of peer rejection? Is it society telling you, you don't have what it takes? These limitations sometimes we don't realize are our possibilities. But once we have overcome all those obstacles and we have our final aha moment, do any of us really feel that moment? Or do we just hear the applause and walk off with our day? Do we take the time to really reflect and go, wow, you did it. I overcame that obstacle. You feel so much pressure to feel something in that moment. And in those cases, we can often feel overwhelmed. And sometimes that overwhelming feeling can turn empty. So then we're just standing there going, I did something. But do we ever really acknowledge those limitations that we have overcome to get where we are standing today? Have you pat yourself on the back recently? Have you pat yourself on the back for dealing with those little over inconveniences in your life? Whether it's forgetting your water bottle or you're losing your keys, or just the fact that you found your keys again, guys, like applause for you. Well, I want you to know right now that I am so proud of each and every one of you. Look what you did. Look what you did. Look what you made. Look where we are right now. It is amazing. It is beautiful, and you are beautiful. What you have created is beautiful. Never forget that. You overcame heartache, exhaustion, frustration of the day-to-day. You fought for what was right and just. Because of the amazing limitations that we have overcome, we have the rights to gay marriage. We have the rights to have laws against prejudiced attitudes in the workplace. We have created this beautiful community because of the limitations that we have overcome. So just by being here today, you have overcome the limitation of loneliness. Just by being present here on Zoom, you are connecting with people and you are connecting to yourself. So by being here today, you have made the possibility of connection, and not just with others, but with yourself and spirit. So, thank you very much. And I would now like to introduce Anne Kilby for her sharing of possibilities.
I'm back again. I want to begin by making an analogy, but it's visual. It's a visual analogy. So I start here with this picture. This is by Mies van Hout, and it's titled Listening, and it's from his book titled Surprise, and it's published by Lemniscat. You see it's a relationship, and it's wonderfully, wonderfully rendered. And in contrast, we have a picture here, which actually I made a few weeks ago together with a couple of friends on Zoom. And you can see it's also a relationship. It's cherishing, but it's very minimalist. It's not like Mies van Hout's picture, and yet the main point happened anyway. I managed to get out of my heart onto that paper the main thing, the cherishing relationship. And the analogy that I'm making then is that whatever limitations we're contending with, and they can be many and practical and obdurate, still the main point, the victory, if you will, as I see it, is that we get something out of our heart, out expressed. And there are lots of ways to do that. We can be ingenious that way, and we can also accept the minimalist and say, well, my spark is represented there. And this leaves, of course, what I mentioned about obdurate limitations, conditions in the world, enormous, enormous things to behold. And what shall I do about it? Well, we have to join our sparks. And I think that's the main thing I want to say here, is that we can all do that somehow. Everybody's capabilities will be used, will be needed for what we want to accomplish jointly in the future. And so every spark counts. And so we can transcend limitation by bonding, by joining each other. And by opportunistically creating something on the spur of the moment, that was upside down. That was cute too. And that's what I wanted to convey to you. Thank you. Scarlett will now offer the journaling that we had in mind to continue this presentation.
Thank you. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Now is the time that we have set aside for you to do a little bit of your own introspection on your possibilities and your own limits and what's stopping you from realizing your possibilities. We're going to have a couple questions up here. It's also in your order of service. We will show it on the slide. And just, contemplating these questions of what external limits have stood in your way in this past year? What personal limitations have you encountered? What possibilities are out there for you? And in what ways can these limitations be overcome? How can we creatively compromise to still find the adventure? Now, under your seats, if you are here in person, you will see a clipboard with some spare paper and pens. If you're at home, I hope you can grab a writing utensil and some paper and just set aside these next 7 minutes. You don't have to write also if you don't feel that creatively called. You could draw a picture, you could write a poem. There is no limits to this exercise, only you. So thank you all so much, and please enjoy the next 7 minutes to personally reflect.
A great journaling technique is to just stream of consciousness write, and when you have nothing left in your head, repeat the last 3 words of whatever you've written until something else comes, and it will come. Just repeat the last 3 words until something new comes to mind, and something will come to mind.
Hello. I would love to dedicate this song to the late Ella Briggs, a wonderful singer. It's called Anything is Possible and Everything Occurs. Anything is possible and everything occurs in the blink of an eye, in the passing of a moment. You and I are standing here. We don't see the stars exploding. We don't hear. And yet the song is all around us, intertwining with the light. It keeps us safe from sorrow in the darkest of our nights. It brings us to our senses through the open gates of dawn. It leads us on. There's a tapestry of images woven on the wind, reflected in the eye of the raven. And anything is possible and everything occurs in the endless moment of creation. And the song is one heart, one mind, one life till the end of time. One heart, one mind, one life till the end of time. One heart. Anything is possible and everything occurs in the blink of an eye, in the passing of a moment. You and I are standing here. We don't see the stars exploding. We don't hear. And yet the song is all around us, intertwining with the light. It keeps us safe from sorrow in the darkest of our nights. It brings us to our senses through the open gates of dawn. It leads us on. There's a tapestry of images woven on the wind, reflected in the eye of the raven. And anything is possible and everything occurs in the endless moment of creation. And the song is one heart, one mind, one life till the end of time. One heart, one mind, one life till the end of time. One heart.
Thank you, Harriet. Thank you very much. And now it comes our time to close. On behalf of all of us here, us three who presented, we'd like to say to all of you who are joining us on Zoom and to all of you here in the sanctuary, please stay safe. Let us cherish all beings. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessed be. Aseh. Aho. Namaste. Go from here in peace and love.